Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. This is a channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. Here's a comment I got on TikTok. It has to do with blocking a family member. So this video is going to be about the reality that sometimes Filipinas block family members on Facebook because of the constant asking for money. This person says, I do feel sorry for my wife working incredibly hard. Her mom just sees her as an ATM. So sadly, she has to block her every so often to stop the insanity. And we've talked many times before, and I really don't like to dwell on the money asking part of it. I think I've covered that enough. But what stuck out to me here was the part about having to block the family member. And we know, and we've talked about how Filipinos love their families. They're very important to them. It's important to communicate with them on a somewhat regular basis, although I do think it goes down the longer that she's in your country with you. But occasionally, yes, I've heard of this before, so this person's experience is hardly unique, that the pressure to keep asking for money can be so intense that the Filipina has to block the family member on, let's say, Facebook, for example. That shows how serious this is when they just have to block them. Now, their goal is not to block them for the rest of their life, so like he says, block her every so often. So they do, go back and see if things change. And often they don't. And here comes the request for money. And there they get blocked again. And if this, happens, you can know that this bothers your Filipino wife very, very much. I think usually any requests for money are made through her. I've never heard of anybody, in another country that gets the family talking to them for money. The family goes through the Filipina. And this is just another way that the man is going to have to learn to, offer some comfort to his Filipina wife. She doesn't want to turn down her family. That's the last thing she wants to do. And yet she's faced with doing that or blocking them if it gets really bad, and then she's living with some guilt that she didn't help, and maybe some guilt that she had to block the family member. So just trying to be realistic here. This is a thing, and yet you'll get a low percentage of people saying, well, that's never really been a problem for us. And if so, that's a great thing. But it probably will be an issue now and then for your love beyond the sea.